Sensational.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Sensational Podcast. I'm your host Asam, and it's my boy right here, Sammy. And we are the Sensational Ones, where we broadcast up-and-coming sensations.
Man, we're honoured to have a very special guest here today, a role model for many. He's an NBL champion, Sydney Kings forward, a father, a Nada City, aka Newcastle legend. You all know him as the Silent Star. We know him as Kouat Noi. What's up, my man?
In the building.
I appreciate you guys having me, man.
Appreciate you coming, man,
Nice
for real.
setup, nice setup.
Yeah. What's going on, man? How's life been treating you? How's everything been? You know, just let people know what's going on with you.
Nah, life's been good, man. Interesting, you know. The past couple of months have been pretty full on. Been around the country, around the world a little bit, but it's good to be back in Sydney.
Yeah.
Ready for my upcoming season with the Sydney Kings.
100%, man. I'm excited to see it, man. Like, Sydney Kings, you know, y'all better watch out everyone else in the NBL because Sydney Kings are coming heavy, for real. But, yeah, you just recently came back from Darwin. Like, how was that experience and obviously playing in NBL 1 and everything of that nature? How was that?
Yeah, I was there for like 3 months. We had a good team, real fun team. You know?
Yeah.
One of the most exciting teams to watch in this year. But unfortunately, you know, we lost in the semifinals, but I can say I had my best off season. You know, really put in a lot of work. Just preparing for the South Sudanese camp.
Yeah.
Came a little bit after that.
Yeah. Nah, that's good, man. Like, I feel like I was watching the progress that you're doing, like, over time, your training, the way you were looking after your body and everything of that nature. It's like, man, this guy is taking to a new level. It's like trying to be on that LeBron type level, like taking care of your body, doing everything right. And yeah, you love to see it, man. And obviously it's coming out in your, because I was seeing like your stat lines, it was like 20, 30 point games. I was like, man, this guy's starting to do some damage. Yeah. Newcastle rep. Yeah, sure. So yeah, you're Newcastle based. Yeah, Newcastle represent, Newcastle native. Tell the people how it was like growing up around there. Obviously you came from Sudan and you came to Newcastle. How was that experience? And obviously being black in Newcastle, it's not very black populated, but it was back then a little bit. But tell people about your experiences there.
Yeah, well, I arrived in Newcastle when I was like 3-4 years old, straight to Newcastle. Lived in Mayfield, basically half of my life. You know, I had a lot of role models, you know, growing up, you know, so like the OG Sammy right here. And some of the older boys, you know, really put me under their wing and showed me the way. But I was very fortunate to have a dad that, you know, showed me basketball at a very young age.
Man, shout out to your dad.
He's
man.
a legend.
Like, he's an OG. You could always come to this guy. He would always treat everyone like his sons. Like, man, shout out to your dad for
he's
real.
that guy.
He really is, but
Appreciate it.
yeah, but like humble beginnings. We were all coming around Newcastle. I remember even like the Nadas training camps we used to have or whatever, and that used to be just like everyone coming together and, you know, training together. What was like some key things you took out of growing up in Newcastle?
Yeah, honestly, at a young age, I didn't really like basketball, you know. I was a little chubby, lazy kid. But just being around the culture of basketball, watching the older guys play, I basically just had to come in and, you know, it was natural to me. Then I started growing up a little bit. I started playing against the older boys, go better. Then when I played against kids my age, I was dominating them.
Yeah.
So went through the reps, Newcastle Hunters, played state, represented Australia, then got the chance to go to college for about 3 years. But yeah, Newcastle made me, man. Just a young kid, it's tough to make it out of there, you know. But I just kept my head down, put in a lot of work, trusted the people around me, and thankful to be in this position.
But how did you maintain that focus throughout your teenage years and really just chase your dreams without, you know, ever folding?
Yeah, like you said, you know, I was just seeing what they did, you know. I seen the mistakes they made, and I just didn't want to make them that same mistakes. So I knew the only way I was going to do is to keep my head down and focus on basketball. A lot of early mornings, late nights in the gym. But like I said, you know, my dad really pushed me. He really pushed me. Made me wake up early in the morning, go run in the park across the street from my house, like 4 a.m., you know, before school and stuff like that. But like I said, I seen the mistakes they made, and I just made sure to not make the same mistakes.
Where was that like turning point where it was like, I can actually make this work? Like, this is, obviously you said you grew in age, but I think you grew in height as well. Yeah. That's when you started actually making some serious moves in basketball for real. But when was that like turning point you were like, man, this could actually work, or I can actually, if I take this seriously, I can make something out of this? When was that turning point? Or like what happened, or what experience happened where you're like, okay, cool, this could really be me?
Yeah, I'd probably say around the age 12. that was a significant age where I really started to take basketball serious. That's why I wear number 12 till this day. I didn't make the state team. I got cut from the state team, and that really, I took it to heart. You know, it really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And that made me go hard, really, to be honest with you. That's when I started waking up early. You know, after school, I would walk 30 minutes to the basketball stadium and just work on my game. Then ever since then, I progressed, got better and better, and I started making teams, started representing Australia. But yeah, the age of 12 was really when I got cut from that team. It really hurt my feelings. So
yeah,
that's why I started taking basketball.
Yeah, kind of that like character development. It's like I needed that to kind of get me to where I am today. So for anyone, like, how did you go past rejection? Like, obviously you get rejected or you don't make a team. What was that motive? It was like, okay, let me keep going. Or what did you tell yourself to just keep pushing through? Because a lot of people get rejected, but they don't know how to, deal with it type thing.
Well, yeah, like back to giving credit to my dad. He put confidence in me at a young age. You know, he always told me I could do whatever I wanted if I really put my mind into it. So when I got cut from teams, I didn't dwell on it, because once you dwell on it, you take a step back.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
So I didn't dwell on it. I knew the only way I could go forward is by, just staying positive, keep believing in myself, have confidence in myself, and when that chance comes and arrives, just take full opportunity of it.
Growing up in Newcastle, they didn't really like us. We weren't welcome. We were the first wave of Africans. They didn't even know who we were, what we were.
Mm-hmm.
How did you overcome those challenges in school to make it to the league? Was that an easy process because you were so good at basketball, or was it did you still face some sort of racism and discrimination that you don't deserve to be there because there's so many other people that they're from that area or they were born there?
Yeah.
Did you ever experience anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. At a young age, there was definitely a lot of politics, involved in the representative state. But like I said before, all I could do is just stay positive and just believe in my game. Every chance I got to get on the court against the dudes that I thought, they think was better than me, I went out there and dominated them. I gave the coaches no choice but to select me. And that's all you can do at the end of the day. There's always going to be politics. There's always going to be people that don't believe in you and your game. But as long as you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything.
100%. So making that Australian team, what was it like seeing your name in the squad, in the team, and like just seeing your name just with a national team? How was that feeling? And once you even got selected, like what was the thought process? Like, we were like, damn, I really actually started to make some moves for real.
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence booster,
Yeah.
I was one of the first South Sudanese to even represent, to be a representative for the Australian team at that age. So, I took that confidence and just kept leveling up from there. I got scouts, college teams, looking at me, high school teams looking at me, and that's when opportunities were really presented for me, and I took full opportunity.
So what was like the process of that? Like, obviously not everyone gets to be an Australian team. Like, how was it like from the time you leave Newcastle to the time you get to wherever you're performing at? Like, how is it? How's the process and everything? Just for the people that don't know, like anyone that's kind of wondering.
Yeah, there's a lot of camps involved, a lot of tryouts. I went to camp in ACT, sports, Institute of Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there. A camp of 25 players, the best 25 players in the country. And just to go out there, compete against them dudes, training was tough, really tough. You really had to knuckle down and, really prove yourself. But yeah, that's what I did. Unfortunately, I got cut. And Habil, you guys know Habil?
Yeah.
He was living with me at the time in Mayfield. I got cut from the team. And, he was real religious at that time. And he basically told me, I had a dream that, the next time you're going to get selected for the Australian team. And before you know it, 3 weeks later, I got the call and said, I'm on the team.
Damn.
Yeah, and that really changed my life, So shout out to Habil.
Yeah.
Prayers do work.
Yeah, for real. So, I got selected for the team, and before you know it, I was in Dubai representing Australia for the Under-17s World Championship.
Damn. And how did you guys go at the time? I don't think I recall the...
We went all the way to the grand final. Lost to USA by 7 points.
Yeah.
They had Jason Tatum.
Yeah, at the time.
A bunch of NBA players on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good it's a good experience.
Yeah, that's fire. And then obviously college scouts, all these people start looking at you. You ended up obviously, for the people that know your story, TCU.
Yep.
How was that? How was the college life? Like a lot of Australians that get to go through the college life, or even a lot of African kids. But what's college like? Like obviously being a student athlete and everything of that nature.
Yeah, there's a lot of they love you. You're a basketball player in college.
Yeah. Like the movies, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
You're definitely a celebrity for sure on campus. I went 3 years at TCU. Redshirted my first year, meaning I sat out just to get more experience and prepare for the next year. But yeah, the overall college experience, not many people get the chance to go out there and just play at that level. We're in the Big 12 conference, one of the best conferences in the country. Made Player of the Week a couple times. Went to the national tournament one time. So just to have them opportunities and to finally say, one of the first South Sudanese players, there's a bunch, but I was one of them to play at that level. It's something I remember for the rest of my life.
100%. That's an experience that you can obviously never forget for sure. But what's like the main things you've learned from that experience, or like what did you take from meeting all them people during them ways, or obviously just being a part of that experience of making it to the Pac-12 and going on to play in the tournament and everything? What did you learn from the college life?
Just it's important to have mentors and people that believe in you real close to you. If you surround yourself with people that really believe in you and want what's best for you, you can go a very long way. So if you surround with people that have no motivation and got nothing else going for their life,
Bring you down.
you'd be in the same situation they are. So always surround yourself with people that want to level you up, and have no doubt that you'll be in that same situation.
Yeah.
Does the OG still coach you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's
still,
a man.
Still lectures me.
He definitely watches every game. He'll call you afterwards, and he was like
Man, I haven't seen him for some years. I actually need to make a trip.
No, definitely.
number one supporter. He would support any black person trying to make it. That's the thing, and that's what I loved about him. He's just trying to see everyone do great, but I could see him trying you do great like every single time. So yeah, it was good to see. But man, college would have been obviously, and then after college, so obviously that would have opened doors for you. You would have started hearing your name going around because you were doing well. I was starting to watch a lot of your games in the college times. So you obviously would have had a lot of doors opening and a lot of things happening around. What kind of things were opening up during the opportunities that were coming after that?
Yeah, like my last year of college, I was playing very well. I was putting up numbers against top teams.
Yeah.
Those NBA scouts, calling my name. There was a lot of buzz around my name at that time. So I really had to sit down with my agent, figure out what's the best plan for me. And I thought the best plan was, to turn professional. And that's when it came down to NBL.
Is that still a thing on your radar to pursue NBA, or you want to stay in the NBL?
Yeah, definitely. I'll give the NBA one more shot,
Yep.
All I can do
The numbers you're putting up, man, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, definitely in the NBL too, I've established my name in the NBL.
Yep.
So if I just keep performing, keep, putting up numbers, keep winning, most importantly, win championships, I have no doubt, we'll be able to call it.
Yeah. How do you feel about like the new navigation of making it to the NBA? A lot of people are using the NBL as a stepping stone to get there. So obviously you being like part of the NBL, it's like the people that like LaMelo Ball did it, Alex Carr is it? Yeah, he obviously did it as well. So it's obviously a lot easier. They're taking the NBL a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that being part of the process? And obviously the competition, is it getting harder? Like how do you feel about the NBL in general at the moment?
Yeah, well, this is my 6th year in the NBL. So, every year it's been getting better and better. Every year there's players going to the NBA from the NBL. So, no doubt, just keep doing your thing in the NBL. The opportunity to present itself.
100%. I see your highlights, man. You be dunking on people, jacking up the threes and stuff. Yeah, good percentages as well.
What's your beef? What's that team?
This is NBL 1. This is like in the off season, yeah. Queensland, right? Yeah.
What's the team again? I forgot.
The blue
Gold Coast Rollers.
Gold Coast
You
Rollers.
got beef with every single person on that team.
For real. I see
What's
them.
that about?
They're holding up signs saying Kouat Noi and all this stuff. What's the beef?
Honestly, man, NBL 1 is I just have fun with it.
Yeah.
My first year in the NBL 1, went to the finals against Gold Coast Rollers. And we had a live interview. And I was basically saying, nah, they were trash. They can't guard me. They can't sleep at night because they know I play. They play me the next day. So I was basically just trolling them. And obviously they took it to heart. They took it personal.
I saw one person you dunked on one of them, and then you tagged, "Who's your daddy?" I saw that. I was like, damn. yeah, them ones, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta play mind tricks with them, if you're playing them, you gotta play mind tricks and let them take it personal. On my end, I'm just having fun.
Having fun with it, yeah. That's it. That's all you can really do. I feel like a lot of people in the NBA do that nowadays. Like Dylan Brooks, he just be playing mind tricks to try to, take you off your game, and it's really a lot of it's a mind game thing too on the court. Like if someone makes you emotional, you're just gonna check up, do stuff like stupid stuff. But but that's cool, man. I saw you do the LeBron the EPs. We're definitely gonna put that up on the. We're definitely gonna put that up just so people get some reference on that. But yeah, that's a really really funny little interaction you guys go there. You go.
So being a young minority here in Australia and having a huge following, young guys, young girls, how do you take that pressure of having to always do right, with having cameras on you all 24/7 and, the media behind you asking you questions, and how do you deal with that? What's your plan?
Just being myself, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I'm naturally just a person that can, navigate around that kind of stuff. I never put myself in situations where there's people taking videos or saying something bad about me. So the first thing, don't put yourself in that situation. If you see something happening, just step away from it. But overall, man, I'm an inside guy. I like being inside. Occasionally, I go out there, spend time with my family. Go see some people and that. But yeah, I like being inside.
Speaking of family, how's fatherhood?
It's the most beautiful thing, to be honest. It's really changed my life. I got 2 beautiful daughters, amazing partner, and my basketball career has gone to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Just having kids and everything I do is for them.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing thing.
That's beautiful.
What's the main takeaway? Like the main things you've learned from being a father? What can you take away, or what can you say about being a father?
I don't think anything could pay for being a father, to be honest. No one's prepared to be a parent. But just having that child that's, that smiles at you, says the first word, takes the first step, is one in a lifetime thing, I'm speechless, You can't really say nothing, Everything you do is for that child, and all you can do is, just be the best person you can be, and just lead them and teach them the way, and raise them to be a great human being.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You want them to play sports, basketball, and
yeah, for sure. I think naturally they're just going to be around sports because of me.
yeah.
So if they pick up a basketball, let them do whatever they
We
want.
definitely need the women's league in our community to start striving too.
No, definitely. And hopefully, my daughters can be that first stepping stone to have that first South Sudanese basketball women's team, take them to the Olympics or, take them to that big stage one day. So, yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'll even, I want to touch base on, obviously, yourself being a Mr. Narrates legend. The Sudanese tournament. What went wrong? Where can we go from here? And what's happening with it? So I obviously don't know the backstory of everything, but what happened to the Sudanese tournament? Because obviously it was a good platform for people to showcase their talents. Obviously they were getting watched and everything of that nature, but it just stopped in a lot of people's eyes. What was the backstory to that? Where did it go? Should it come back? Yeah, the state, like Narrates and Longhorns and things of that nature. So what happened with that? Got backstory on that? Because obviously you were very invested into it.
Yeah, obviously, my dad and Coach Mario and Coach Emmanuel, they're the ones that set that up at a very, young age for us kids, for the OGs as well. But,
Newcastle used to dominate, by the way.
yeah, we used to win championships.
Facts.
Yeah. But throughout the years, unfortunately, people that don't even play basketball, come to the arena and cause trouble. and just put a bad name for us South Sudanese people. But you know, having a South Sudanese national team now, you know, going to the Olympics and representing us, hopefully that's the first stepping stone for the better.
Yeah.
And they need leaders like myself and all the other NBL players to you know, push that. And I really believe in the next couple years, the South Sudanese national basketball tournament will be up and running.
Yeah.
It definitely needs to start again, because that's something that we do miss.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no age limit for it. Like we all want to get back behind our teams in different states or whatever, and really push this young generation to, you know,
And surprisingly,
start to open the eyes of what's really possible and where you can really get, you know, in the future by just, you know, continuing to push the play.
No, you're right, man. Surprisingly, you know, there's a lot of young boys and young girls, South Sudanese players, you know, playing right now. You know, there's a couple in Blacktown. I go there every now and then, man, Druid, and you see like 50 kids playing. And I know it's like that around the world too. But yeah, if we can get the South Sudanese national tournament running again, it'll be good for the next generation.
I feel like, it'll be way more competitive because everyone knows, like, it's possible to make it. There wasn't very, like, Lual Deng was really the only blueprint of, okay, he made it. But, like, that's, like, everyone sees that as, like, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But now it's like, look, he made it. Everyone's, like, starting to make moves. It's like, okay, it's achievable. So now I'm going to go in here. I'm really going to compete. I'm going to show I'm the best of the best. So, like, I think the games would be heaps better. Obviously, there would be scouts there more because a lot of people were watching the Sudanese team, obviously what they do with the USA and everything of that nature. So I feel like, it really does need to come back for the future generation, but also for everyone around to kind of see where we're at with basketball and just how we are with our skill set.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was your take on like how we performed at the Olympics? Because I think that was the most important thing to happen in our countries in the last 13 years. That was probably the most important moment in our short lifespan that we've had as South Sudan back home. Like just making to the Olympics and playing against the USA and actually making it that far and being known as like the 10th best team in the world.
Yeah.
You know, like that's crazy to me. What's your take on that?
No, same as you. It's a wonderful thing to see all the boys, you know, representing our country and going out there and compete against the top teams in the world. So, yeah, obviously, you know, South Sudanese players have always been talented.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a whole another generation coming through. But, you know, shout out to them boys for representing and really putting on for our country.
Mm-hmm. You were obviously a part of the squad, right? What's your take? I think there's a lot of misconception of. Obviously, there was a different team from the qualifiers compared to what the Olympic team was looking like.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on a lot of the NBL guys, Australian guys, maybe getting cut or getting no playing time compared to the NBA guys, despite them being the qualifiers? What's your take on that? Because there's a lot of politics behind that. There's a lot of people on the fence about it. Yeah, so
behind closed doors.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, you know, I don't want to, you know, talk or say nothing on their behalf, but you know, all you can do is, you know, like I said, man, just stay positive and, you know, keep believing in yourself. You know, the opportunity will come. There's still Olympics coming up. There's still Afro basketball. You know, the World Championships coming up and stuff like that. But you know, you made it to the team. You know, you can't feel bad about yourself. You know, you can't complain. You know, you made it at the world stage. What can you complain about?
Yeah.
So yeah, to them boys, man, you know, if you make it to that level, you know, just appreciate every moment, appreciate the moment, and you know, be happy that, you know, you put your country on the map.
yeah, that's definitely a good mentality to have. It's like, yeah, even though it wasn't for me this time, it's like just keep moving forward and try and do your best. Yeah, but how was that experience? Like obviously going to the camp and being able to train with all them boys from around the world at South Sudanese, representing your team and things of that nature. How was all that for people that don't know back home?
No, yeah, the training camp was in Rwanda, so it was my first time going back to Africa since came to Australia.
Damn.
So it was good.
What's Rwanda like?
Black people everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
Did not see one.
I heard the women were nice.
Yeah.
Just saying.
No, it's clean. It's like
Yeah.
spotless. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, great people, man. You know, the place we stayed at, they really took care of us. It's good to see old faces that I haven't seen for a while.
Yep.
There was 25 players at the camp. Training camp was tough. You know, 2 days for like 9 days straight. So yeah, it was tough, but the overall experience, I'm very thankful for it. I've learned a lot from the camp in general, and yeah, I'll be back stronger.
Like it's sort of tough for me to, think that okay, we've got the best team in Africa, and we don't even have an indoor court. We do have outdoor courts and stuff, but to not have an indoor court and we're number 10 in the world, it's sort of, I don't know, not embarrassing, but it's like, when are we going to able to come together and just actually build some sort of facility for our amazing players? Is that something that has been in this in a discussion as far as you're aware, or is something that's a no-go? We're just going to continue going to our neighboring countries, or what do you know?
Yeah, I think in the near future, something like that will happen. Obviously, it's our first time in the Olympics, and if we're going to bring peace to South Sudan, I think it's through basketball.
Definitely.
So before you know it, they'll be building stuff. Obviously, the players have just met with the president of South Sudan. So I believe in the near future, things will start building, and the world of South Sudan will start changing for sure, for the better.
Yeah, like I was gonna say before, even like the perception that the USA has about us, like obviously, Gilbert Arenas, Paul Pierce, they're just talking out of their minds just because the stadium's not there. We don't get taken seriously. It's like, oh, you don't have a stadium.
You gotta start somewhere.
Exactly. So even the perception, the respect level that comes from not having all them obviously essentials of being a basketball team, I feel like that needs to just be correlated together into, like you said, I think that's the start of bringing peace to Sudan. It's like, but through basketball, because that's the way that we can really make an impact and people will actually listen.
Yeah.
Because how crazy we were in the media just because of basketball, but if there's a war or something, everyone's quiet.
Yeah, first.
Like there's cricket.
There is a war too.
So that's the thing. So they only want to talk about basketball. If they want to talk about basketball, then I feel like that's the only way we're gonna bring peace. So
and that they haven't believed in us since we were kids, man.
Yeah.
For the longest time,
it's
We're
only
still
because
fighting.
you're tall. It's only because you're tall.
Still fighting,
Exactly. They just come up with excuses why you're only because you're tall. Are you even your real age? Are you even your real age? Or that's your uncle's age? So I've heard it all, man.
And South Sudanese people in general are the most talented people,
Yeah.
Not through just basketball, but you see track, you see
Got.
yeah, for real.
Man,
Like you see all these
Usain
talented-
Bolt is coming.
Yeah. See all these talented young athletes. So before you know it, man, South Sudan's gonna be taking over.
Yeah. I feel like South Sudan, like you said, is starting to get a bit of recognition. People they're not just brushing South Sudanese off now. It's like, okay, South Sudanese doing this now. Okay, let me actually pay attention. They've got they've got some value behind them. Before it was just like, okay, no, South Sudanese. It is what it is.
Not just-
But now you even see it in modeling. A lot of big models now. They're making obviously some major movements. Music to an extent, artists obviously, and then
AFL, bro.
sports.
AFL, like
I'm telling you.
It's all sports
boys,
really.
yeah.
So, like I told you in the last episode, not the last episode, but one of the previous ones, coming. Simple.
Is there any sort of racism or
Quack.
is there any racism or what's the word? Can't get it out. Sorry, I'll start again. Any racism or I just had it.
Discrimination.
Discrimination, that's the one. So do you face any racism or discrimination in the NBL through fans or management, stuff like that? No. Because obviously in the AFL, like I see it all the time. Like when you jump on social media, the comment section, it's just crazy. Yeah. You see the fans shouting, you see the signs and stuff like that. Is that something that you face in the NBL?
No, not in the NBL. I think the NBL has taken, a step in protecting, us.
Yeah.
And making sure, they don't allow that to, impact us in any type of way, at games, social media. If someone say something mean or something out of context, we can, you can tell the NBL, and the NBL would deal with it in a different way.
Yep.
But they try to protect the players as much as they can, and I think the NBL is doing a great job of doing that.
No, that's amazing.
So you have never been so you never recall a time where it's like someone said something out of pocket. Have you had to do that yourself? Like, have you had an experience where it's like, damn, you said that to me? Like, you just had to look back at the person or something like that. You've never had an experience like that?
Maybe in college in America.
Yeah.
Because America's a whole different animal.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah, they say whatever they want.
Yeah, bro.
I was in college, I think we went to one of the college teams, and they have like a student section right behind our bench. And they would have like a list of each player on our team and like their personal life.
Damn.
They go back to childhood, they go to your baby mama, they go to your girlfriend, they go to your parents, whatever you had in your life, they'll figure it out, they'll find out. And they would just abuse you. They'll say to you, you can't do nothing about it,
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, you're black, all that kind of stuff. But
It's crazy with the racism that comes from that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like we're all black. Like, what does it matter where you were born? You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's just weird. It's like we're still fighting for the same thing.
Mhm.
I've never understood it, but yeah, they're weird.
Yeah.
So damn, just college days. Because I have seen even the college games, watching it, that atmosphere. Do you reckon like it's probably the craziest atmosphere compared to the NBL or anywhere else you played? Like, because the college, they actually all get into it. It's not people sitting down. Everyone's jumping up together. There's music going off, everything of that nature. Do you reckon that's like the biggest or like the loudest atmosphere you have at college ball? Or is like NBL's kind of similar a little bit?
Yeah, no, NBL is pretty wild as well. But yeah, college is just every arena, every team you go to, it's such a hostile environment. They support the team to the death. But yeah, if you're not prepared for it, you're gonna get shook.
For real,
You're
yeah.
gonna go out there and perform. But I like that. I like that type of environment. I like when people are saying stuff bad about you. They don't believe you can do stuff and stuff like that. That's when I'm at my best.
Prove yourself.
So they can say whatever they want. It's never gonna faze me.
I like that. Yeah.
Right now, like in the NBA, the top 5 players are all international players. You've got guys from, you've got Embiid, Jokic, Luka, Giannis. What's the Canadian guy? What's his name?
Shay.
Like, it's changing. Like, the rest of the world is catching up quickly. Do you think America, the whole dream team, now they have to send LeBron and the Avengers just to
Out of their
protect
primes
them,
as well.
Out of,
their
yeah.
primes.
Do you think how long do you think before it's a very even playground for majority of the countries that are playing basketball?
Yeah, I think once the Avengers, are all gone, USA is gonna have a tough time. But also to the refs too, they love to, them players, them top players and stuff like that.
They play dirty. And
they play dirty and they get away with it. So
that's how they only beat us.
Exactly. So the ref played a big part in it. But I believe once the Avengers are gone, USA are not.
No, because I look back at the final play on that the putback.
Yeah.
Derek White absolutely like he tried to put that back and then like Derek White took him out pretty much. Like, why don't they call that? But it's like in the NBA they wouldn't call that for like some certain people. So it's like, damn, yeah, you really can't do anything about it. You gotta play to the whistle. Like coaches usually tell you gotta play to the whistle. But it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
But I actually want to touch on as well, Mr. Silent Star. You obviously got that tattooed on you as well. Where did that come from? What's the inspiration behind that name, and what does it mean to you as well?
I'm a pretty quiet guy myself, but once I step out that court, for the people that haven't watched me play, or just haven't heard about me before, once they see me play out there, they want to say, yeah, he's a star. So once I get on that court, just put a performance and leave them impressed by me. For
sure. And like when was that correlating to you, like your career? When did you realize that was like your identity? I'm the Silent Star. Like, I'm not loud about my game or anything, I'll just show you, and then I'll show you how bright I am, type thing. When did that correlate into your game, or when would you introduce that into who you are?
Yeah, when I was like 12.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I wear the number. So it has so many different meanings. So once I got cut from the team, I've always had confidence in myself, but once I got cut from the team, like I said, I couldn't dwell on it. I just had to believe in myself and really show everyone, who the starting star is.
What does the future look like for you?
Very bright,
Yeah.
Obviously I have strong faith in God. I keep everything I do for him. So, I put it in his hands, as long as I keep putting in the work, keep showing up every day, even the days that I don't want to show up, just keep showing up and, go to take it.
And you do that. You're very good at doing that too. You've been doing that.
Yep. So, yeah.
For sure. You do everything you need to. Like, I've seen it, even when we were younger as well. Like, you were outside of what was the norm, which was, you might take it seriously here, then you might do it, just sidestepping things. But you were just like, you're always on your focus. And that's the thing, like, I always appreciate about you. It was like, I stood on business 24/7. It was like, I know what I need to do. I'm going to do it regardless of what other people don't. And you've been doing that since Newcastle days. So that's why no one's really surprised you getting all these opportunities, because your movements showed and what your achievements are. Simple like that. So yeah,
long time ago.
No, I appreciate that.
for sure. So even though like you saw them older guys, the OGs and all that, now people consider you an OG back in Newcastle. So like for people to see you doing what you're doing and the way you're moving, you're paving the way.
Yeah.
It's like, Kouat did this to get there. I'm gonna have to do this to get there. It's like there's no shortcuts. You gotta do it the hard way, you don't do it no way. Simple like that. So I definitely appreciate that mentality, because I can even incorporate what you're about. It's like, yeah, definitely do everything right or don't do it at all type thing. So for sure.
What's your message to, these young boys out there that want to be in your shoes one day? What sort of message do you give them?
I just say, just be coachable, whatever team you're on, whether you're coming off the bench or a starter, it doesn't define who you are.
Yeah.
Just be the best you can in impacting the team as the best way you can,
Right.
Whether you're a defender, going out there to rebound or scorer, whatever you can, just be good at that. Because everyone can score, but what can you do differently to really set yourself apart?
Yeah.
So yeah, to the young guys out there, obviously, the life situation might be different, like being at home might be tough, work, school. But as long as you just keep believing in yourself, keep showing up.
Thinking positive too.
Yeah, stay positive. Because there's going to be some bad days, man. There's going to be some bad days. There's going to be some days that you don't want to show up, you're tired. But show up on them days, because that's when you build character.
100%. What about even on the fact of friend groups? Because that can navigate what direction you go in. Like even having bad friends. No, I'm gonna say bad friends, but people are doing things that doesn't correlate with what you want to do in the future. How did you manage that, and how did you set yourself from doing them kind of things? Like what was your defense mechanism to that stuff?
Yeah, you're gonna make mistakes, You're gonna be around people that that do bad things, and you're gonna make mistakes. But if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're never gonna get through life,
Yeah.
You gotta be able to learn from your mistakes. Do something wrong, you see someone do something wrong, learn from that. Don't just go back to the same habits. Practice good habits, and trust me, your life will start changing slowly and slowly.
Who's your biggest inspiration and why?
Yeah, my dad.
Definitely, that's the OG.
100%, just growing up as a kid, seeing how people respected him, and the way he moved, and all that kind of stuff, I really, observed that as a young age, and I wanted to be like him. So, once I'm 50, 60 years old, I can, sit back and, just see how people, loved the stuff I did, and how I represented, and how I put on for the people.
Speaking of your dad, you showed me a photo before.
Yes, sir.
One he actually took.
Yeah, this is at the beach in Newcastle. You see a young Sammy in this picture right here.
Young Sammy. We're gonna have to put this up. We're gonna have to put this up.
Where's the camera?
Your camera's
the
here.
one there.
All right, good. See a young Sammy right there. My pops, the rest of the OGs, Johanna, all the boys in there.
Yeah, I know.
What year? All right, how old was this?
I don't know. It doesn't say in the back.
2007.
Yeah, back.
Nah. think it was around 2007. Damn, I was skinny.
Yeah.
That's an OG photo right there, man.
Nah, for sure.
See it? Y'all good?
But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we have audience in the building too. Shout out to them. If you guys have any questions too, don't be shy. Let the people know what you want to say. Hit him.
All right. Okay. How do you navigate being a father, a partner, and also your career all at the same time by not like being selfish and like putting your career first, but also balancing all that out,
Yeah.
being present with your daughters and that?
Right. First of all, you have to have a great partner. Luckily I have a great partner that really supports my career and, really looks after my children, when the days that I'm tired, coming off a long day of, work or whatever. But yeah, just having a great partner, could take your career to a whole nother level. So, shout out to all the partners out there. Shout out to my partner.
For sure.
I appreciate everything you do for me.
Yeah.
And do for our kids.
Do you think it's the biggest challenge for you, being a father, having to be on the road all the time, to play different states, countries, whatever, throughout the season?
Yeah.
And do you travel together, or do they stay home? How does it work?
Yeah, during the NBL season, she will stay at home with the kids because we're only gone for like 2-3 days. Coming back. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of FaceTime calls. Saying what's up to the kids. Before the game. Really uplifts my spirit. But yeah, it's busy being a basketball player. Professional basketball player is busy. But yeah, thanks to the partner for holding it down.
Yeah. 100%.
Do you think it's going to be harder later, still trying to be present, like when they have school and when they have like Father's Day and stuff? Do you think that's going to be hard trying to be there and also do your career at the same time?
Yeah, well, my kids, my oldest is only 2 and my youngest is 1. So in 10 years' time, I'll be done with basketball. So, I can be involved. I can take them to school. I can take them to dance classes, basketball, training and all that kind of stuff. So thankfully, I had them when I was young. And, once my career is done, I can be really involved with them as much as I can.
And you also mentioned that, like, there's like, apart from the Olympics, there's other like things that like you boys can also play in. Like, do you still have to like qualify, or does the team just stay like that for every other like event, or does it like?
Yeah. Well, after the Olympics, everything restarts. You have to start with Afro basketball, which is in November. Then there's the World Cup and all that kind of stuff. So we basically have to start from the bottom, keep winning games, keep winning tournaments, and hopefully we can qualify for another Olympics.
Yeah. They're definitely not going to take it easily now.
Nah.
They're going to be like, because everyone was just like, okay, South Sudan, whatever. We'll take it. But now everyone's going to go in there like, man, we actually need to turn ourselves up and, be switched on. But yeah, I feel like you guys got in the bag. We're only getting better by the day. So yeah, you guys are always getting better. So even most NBL teams, it's like you got at least 1 or 2 South Sudanese on the team. So
Yeah.
So
I think it's like 20, 25 South Sudanese players in the NBL.
yeah.
And when I first started 6 years ago, there was only babies, maybe 12.
Yeah.
So every year is building.
Yeah.
For sure.
Maritime forwards.
Yeah.
Like the NBA. Nah, for sure.
And you also said that your dad's your biggest inspiration. Do you feel like you've reached you've reached a place in your career where you've made him happy, like where you feel like you've made him happy, or have you not found that place yet and you're still working to get there?
Well, yeah, he's been involved since I was a kid. He would have that little video camera recording.
Facts.
12 games.
Yeah.
So, at this stage of my career, he's very proud of me. He's told me that. And he's at every game. He calls me every other day. So he's happy with the way I am and the way I grew up, and the man he made me.
How does it make you feel? Him being your games, him being your pretty much your biggest fan, your number one supporter. How does that make you feel seeing him there? Happy just to see you doing your thing.
Yeah, because he always used to give me speeches. He still does to this day.
Of course.
Yeah, it never stops. But he's always said, keep putting in work. You never know where you're gonna be in a couple of years. And some days I didn't believe him. Some days I didn't want to listen to him. So I'm happy that I listened to him. And I'm in this stage in my life where I can provide for my family. I can, you know, make them happy too. So it's good to see.
What does life after basketball look like? Do you plan to get into coaching or any sort of community activities where you try and build the next generation into, you know, professional ballers like yourself?
No, I definitely. Obviously, you know, one of my goals is to build a basketball gym back in South Sudan.
Yep.
Build a couple of warehouses, basketball warehouses here in Australia. And just being a mentor for the South Sudanese community, you know.
Yep.
You know, just leading the way for these young kids to, you know, listen to me and, you know, telling them my story, you know, and telling them how to adjust through life, different situations. So just being a mentor, and, you know, just being there for them when they need me most.
Yeah, I think you're paving the right way because it's like you're doing everything correct at the moment. You kind of not putting any stains in your name. You're doing everything correct. It's like if you want to get to the level I'm at, just kind of follow what I'm doing. Or like you've just set the blueprint really, and you're very, very respected for that as well. Like no one will ever talk bad. I've never heard anyone talk bad about your name because it's all just he's a good person. He does what he needs to, and he just stays out the way. The silent star, basically. So like, yeah, we appreciate you for that because you know you're the ones actually making the South Sudanese name, you know, bright. It's basically, you know, there's some flourish pretty much. So there's some light on it. So yeah, so we definitely give you your flowers for that because you're doing your part. You know, if everyone does their part, you know, we'll be in a very better situation. But you're definitely doing the part, and you've definitely got to step one to get to what you obviously want to do in the future. So yeah,
Lord, thank you, man.
no, 100%. Man. You need to hear that. So yeah, do we have any more questions from the audience?
Yep. I want to ask you, Kouat, what was your most memorable moment of the NBLs?
Probably hitting a game winner on my birthday, my 25th birthday, against my old team. You know, obviously my
Cairns?
old team, Cairns.
Yeah.
They didn't want to sign me that year, so I signed with the Sydney Kings, and just to hit a game winner.
Did you hit with the celebration?
No, I was just,
No, you should.
I was shook. You know?
Yeah.
I just had my follow through, and I didn't know what to feel. You know, it was an amazing moment.
Yeah.
So
Nah, that would have been cold though. You could have hit him with the
I had to. Yeah.
quick one, real quick. Yeah, for sure. Audience.
If you were to verse someone in the NBA, who would it be?
You gotta say LeBron James, right? Like
Tough.
Kevin Durant, you know, one of them top players. But yeah, one of them for sure.
Any more questions?
LeBron?
Hmm?
Think you can dunk on LeBron?
I wish, bro. I've dreamt about it a couple times, but
If you had to go on a 3-on-3 with LeBron, Anthony, and Kevin Durant, who would you pick to verse them in the South Sudanese team? If you had to pick
in the South Sudanese team,
Yeah.
to go against them, who would you pick?
I'll probably pick my boy Jackson McCoy.
Shout out Jackson.
Yeah, shout out Jackson and my boy Boo Quo, my teammate. You know.
Oh, yep.
For sure.
Big man there, yeah, for sure. That's good. Any more for the audience? Hit him with one. Come on. Yep.
I got nothing.
Nah, it's cool. No, that's so. What about in the NBA? Do you look up to anyone in there? Do you see how they move? I know a lot of people look up to Kevin Durant because most South Sudanese, you know, skinny, lanky, nice, you know, nice shooter and everything. A lot of people look up to Kevin Durant. Do you have any inspirations that when you were younger, you saw them and like, damn, that's kind of how I want to be in the NBA, or you kind of look up to nowadays, or?
Yeah, definitely. Ben Simmons, you know. Obviously, he grew up in Newcastle.
True.
His dad is a mentor of mine. You know, when I went to America at 15, he picked me up from the airport. So I still keep in contact to this day. And
You know the funny thing about that? I remember when I was playing high school. I was shit at basketball, by the way. I used to see you boys, Ben Simmons and yourselves.
Yep.
I was like in year 12, year 11. I used to come to, where was that gym? In Cardiff?
Cardiff, yeah.
Yeah.
Cardiff, yeah.
He didn't even play. He was that good. He wasn't allowed to play.
Yeah.
At that young age.
Yep.
But I remember all the school tournaments. SFX used to kill us. I used to play for St. Mary's, and man, like you guys, just like at that age, I was like, damn, they're gonna be something.
No, for
like
sure.
I remember seeing that, like, and I was like, yeah, 16, 17, yeah, it's crazy memories.
Yeah, shout out to Ben Simmons and his family, you know. They really, you know, put me under their wing. And I wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for them. So,
Yeah.
big shout out to the Simmons family.
For sure. There's actually something I also want to touch base on. Montford. I know you had a pretty good high school career there. Were you there with Ben Simmons or?
I was, yeah.
Yeah, how was that experience? Because obviously you touched base on Ben Simmons. Montvale would have been something because they're a powerhouse at the moment.
Yep.
Obviously they just had Cooper Flag. Like, how does it feel to correlate your name with such a powerhouse in high school basketball?
No, it's great, man. Something, you can carry for the rest of your life. Obviously, I went to Montvale when I was 15, flew to America all by myself, and, pursued my high school, college dreams. But yeah, Montvale was a private school, real strict, real academic school, but one of the best sports schools in the world. So
Yeah, for sure.
went there for 2 years, graduated. Had great coaches, Kevin Boyle, and a lot of NBA players went through that organization,
Yeah.
that school. So, just to put my name in that, it's beautiful.
100%. Any more from the audience?
In your career where you felt like you couldn't do this anymore, you like had a breakdown, or you felt like this isn't for me, I want to do something else?
Yo, good question. I got injured. I think 2020. Tore my PCL. Unfortunately, I slipped on the court. It was out of my control, and I was in the brace for like 3 months. Could not walk, can't do anything, and I really questioned my career, my basketball career, if I really wanted to push on and pursue this.
Where were you at the time of the injury?
I was with the Kansas Type Ends.
Okay, yeah.
So my second year with the Type Ends. And that was probably one of my lowest moments in life. Thankfully, I had my older brother, Dio, who would stay with me at the time. My partner was there taking care of me as well. So, I questioned myself. It was one of the lowest, moments in my career. But, thankfully, I have faith in God, and, look where I'm at now. So,
Yeah, for real.
I stayed with it, keep believing in myself, and I learned I learned a big lesson from that injury. I really had to stay in the gym, really build my body back up, keep building my muscle and all that kind of stuff. So it taught me a big lesson, but I'm thankful that it happened.
100%. What would be any advice to anyone maybe even going through an injury or like they don't even think it's worth it anymore? Like, what was the coping mechanism of just an injury or even anyone else in any other sport? What's the thought process that you have during? Because them times, you just really think, man, everything's just bad. It's just like, man, I'm hurt. I can't do anything. Can't do this. Can't do that. What made you cope through it? Like, what really made you go through that and obviously fight through the negative thoughts?
Well, yeah, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason, and it's true, man. It really is. Everything does happen for a reason. So take it as a lesson. Take it as positive as you can. Find the positive out of it, and get back stronger. That's all you can do. Just focus on the moment. Do whatever you have to do to, build up whatever you hurt or got injured with. And, just come back stronger. So just take it as a lesson. That's the most important.
Yeah, because it is a part of sports. Even though it could be minor or major, everyone gets injured. Basically in the game, it's just how you bounce back from that.
Did you ever have a plan B if basketball didn't work out? Just want to know. Or did you just go in at full force? Nah, I'm doing this. This is all I'm doing. No plan B. All in.
No, all in, 100%. Yeah. Back to the age of 12, I said to myself, I'm taking this all the way. If I fail trying, I can be proud that I did my best.
No regrets.
So, yeah. At this point, yes, obviously I do have, plans after my basketball career, but, at that age, I was all in, and I still am all in, I still got ambitions to play in the NBA one day, represent South Sudan one day and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm at a stage in my career, where I'm still getting better. There's a lot of stuff happening in my life, and, the future's bright.
What's your biggest fear that you think in the next, what's your biggest fear in alignment with your future after basketball? Do you ever think about that? What am I going to do? Or, what's life looking like? Do you ever think about that at all?
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't say really a fear, but, you have to start now,
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I just talked to Luke Longley today at practice, and he's told me about stuff I can do after basketball and stuff like that. So he's a real mentor for me. And, he really gave me insight, of the opportunities that present itself. But it has to start now, I have to really, dig deep and, ask questions, ask people for help, reach out to people and really set yourself up. So,
Who's your favorite player? That's the question I've been waiting, dying to ask.
my favorite player.
All time, actually.
Actually, you know what? Your Mount Rushmore. 4 best players.
4 best players: Ben Simmons, Michael Jordan, my father, and probably Kevin Durant.
So when did your father play and where did he play? Because
He played back in Sudan. He actually crazy story, but he wore a headband when he was playing back in the day, so that's why I wear a headband today.
okay, yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
pictures of him wearing a headband, balling. He was a point guard. So when we came to Newcastle, Mayfield, he nailed a basketball hoop in our backyard, and he taught us how to do layups in the grass, at a real young age. So, and I actually played on the same court with him. One time, he was older, but he would just stay in the corner, just shoot threes. But it was good to share the court with him too. So.
You know, growing up in Newcastle, man, for me, one of the things like your father represented was like, how does this guy understand this game? I didn't know at the time. Like, I'm hearing it from you that he used to play and stuff like that. I'm like, because our fathers, they were into other things. No one was really in the community and in the sports. Like, how he was involved with us. Like how he took all the kids in and, really just pushed them to, be in the gym and, picking people up and, making sure that everyone was doing what they're supposed to do on the court and off the court. We didn't see that. Well, for me, I didn't see that any other person in our community, like, doing that. To me, that was crazy. That was one of the memories that would never die with me, you know what I mean? So hats off to your dad for that, man. Like, that's something that we all, like, people from my generation definitely live with and die with,
Yeah.
Like, he saved a lot of us,
Yeah.
without even knowing. So.
And, back in Newcastle, a lot of the families, that were in Newcastle at the time, they told my dad, they just leave these kids, don't raise them, they're going to end up, in the streets and do bad things. But my dad didn't listen to them. He had 3 boys. He was a single father. Obviously, my parents separated in 2005, but my dad raised the 3 boys, me and my brothers. And his only job was to raise us to be men.
Yeah.
That's his only focus. Although, people were telling him bad stuff, forget these kids, just leave them. He didn't listen to them. So, yeah, big shout out to my dad, man.
Yeah, real one.
I feel like that's the real definition of man, just standing on your word, 100%. just doing what you want to do or what you need to do instead of what you're hearing from the outside. So, so shout out to him too. I think he's a bigger role model than just from you and your brothers as well. I think he was a role model to a lot of people.
Man,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Their hearts and stuff, man.
Nah, for sure. So shout out to him for sure. So, but yeah, nah. Like I want to ask you as well, if you could have dinner with 3 people that are alive, who would that be?
I would say my granddad Noi. Obviously, I never met him, but it would be good to sit down and chop it out with him, to get to know him. Secondly, I'll say Nipsey Hussle. Obviously, the way he presents himself, the way he, articulates himself, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I can learn a lot from him. And lastly, I'll say John Goodall, because he played a big part in, building South in Sudan in general, and if he was still alive to this day, I believe South Sudan would be a whole different place and there'll be peace in this world. So I would love to talk to him.
No, that's a good list right there for sure. And I feel like it touched base into who you are and what you want to know about the world and stuff. So
How do you want to be remembered after your career? It's said and done. You go into retirement. How do you want to be remembered by the people?
Probably the most positive guy you've ever met. Yeah. Keep it simple. Everybody that I touch, I believe, they can't say nothing bad about me. Not to toot my own horn, but I've always been a positive person. Always trying to believe in you, even if I don't know you. I really want to push you. I want to see the best for you. So, just being one of the nicest people you've ever met. That'd be a good way to remember me.
Nah, even I ain't gonna to your home, but you're right. Like even right now, he's wearing a Newcastle-based artist shirt. Shout out to Bai Titan here,
Yeah, shout out.
because I see you wearing like all these people. They bring out stuff, and you're here. You know, even for you to even come on here today, like you're just trying to see everyone do better. So like obviously what you're saying is you're living proof of it. You're wearing a Newcastle-based artist right there, a street designer. You're on this podcast right now. Like you're obviously for the people, and you do want to see people do better. So it's evident in your work and evident how you move. So we already know that for sure. And yeah, I've never heard anything bad about this guy. Not one thing. Not even a speeding ticket. Nothing. So, so nah, for sure.
Even for you too, man. I think you're one of the best basketball players I've ever met. For sure.
Wait,
Nah, he was a baller. I'm telling
yeah,
you, bro. The boy can
back
hoop,
in my
man,
time,
for
but
sure. yeah,
I kind of retired right
it was a
now.
problem, bro. I'm telling you.
We got a question, audience.
Come back to your injury, which is sustained in Cairns. That's probably was that a good place to actually recover because it was nice, or you have a favorite camp you've been to or team?
Nah, Cairns is beautiful. Hey, if you haven't been to Cairns,
I've actually never been.
Yeah, me too.
I recommend you go there.
I've heard so much, but I've never been.
Yeah, real tropical. You know, nice people. You know, yeah, check it out if you've never been.
Yeah. What was how long were you there for? You were
Three seasons.
3 seasons.
Yeah.
Damn. What was like if you were to recommend Cairns, Daniel, what was the hot spots that you go or things that you like to do there?
Probably like the Esplanade. You know, just some nice restaurants there. The weather's nice too in the summer and winter. I don't know, bro. Just go there, just check it out.
Yeah, for sightseeing and
What
stuff.
about your favorite camp? Where's your favorite camp?
Like camping in terms of.
Basketball team
Oh, okay, cool.
overall since you started.
Yeah, probably the championship winning team. You know, 2 seasons ago, I won my first NBL championship.
Yep.
So it was a great group of guys, you know. Something I'll remember for the rest of my life, and
Yeah.
I can finally say I'm an NBL champion.
Congrats, man. Congrats. That's a big achievement, man, because not everyone gets to say that. And that was, don't get me wrong, like that was the biggest attendance.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was the biggest attendance ever at NBL games. So yeah, you guys had a lot of people in your back. And I feel like next season, that's what we're on, Sydney Kings this time. So yeah, we'll definitely be in there in the,
Oh, definitely gotta be in the crowd.
yeah, for sure. So, nah. Any more questions from the audience? No? So,
What's the weirdest thing you ever eaten?
I was probably in China.
Don't tell me you ate a dog.
blooper number 1. Bro, you're always on this. What?
Why did I think dog?
All right, hey, let the man speak.
Yeah, it's probably chicken feet.
But we have that in South
Bro,
Sudan.
I know, but it's like moist. So it's like the texture was just weird. You know, it had the nails on it and stuff.
Was it fried or
Nothing, bro. It's like boiled, bro. It was disgusting, but probably it's like snail or something.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, it was disgusting.
No.
Is that from China too?
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They have those giant snails too, don't
They
they?
do big, like yeah.
Oh, nah. I could never do it.
Dude, you ate it quick.
Yeah, that's all snail.
Yeah, that texture would be crazy. All slimy and stuff.
I can't do it.
And if you had $1 billion, what would you spend it on, and why?
Bro, that's a lot of money, man.
Like,
1,000 millions.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, invest a lot in South Sudan, definitely. Take care of my family first, you know, make sure they're all set. Then the rest, you know, see what I do with that, you know. Something you have to think about when you have that type of money. Yeah.
For sure. Nah, I feel like that's a good answer. That's it with your spice?
yeah, I kept it simple.
Mr. Spicy.
You were ready for some outrageous shit.
Yeah, of course.
No, not
You
today.
always be saying stuff out of pocket. Right?
Yeah, some gay all the time, bro. It's like, what the hell?
Oh, China? Bro, come on. No, I think that's a... Let's do the word of the day today. So what would... What's the say of the day? So what would you say to anyone, you know, maybe in sports? I'm not going to just generalize basketball, just in sports in general. That obviously wants to come up or just how to navigate themselves through it. Like, what would you say to them and how to do it? Basically, just a young kid out there maybe wants to listen or get some advice on that.
Yeah, don't worry what people think about you and what opinions they have about you. You know yourself. Just go out there, man, and give it your all. If you fail, at least you went out there and did your best.
Yeah, for sure.
Living with the idea of I could have been instead of trying.
Exactly.
It's probably one of the worst things you can do as a young man.
Yep, definitely.
A young woman as well. But yeah, that regret, like that's living in the back of your head for life. It's like, and then you're at the pub or you're telling your grandchildren, oh, back in my day.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, there's guys they'll be like, man, I used to dunk on him in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's like, yeah, whatever.
You are that guy. You are not him.
But being consistent and following dreams is the outcome sitting right here.
100%. So, the Sound Star, appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.
Man, I can't wait for the upcoming season. Obviously, what your future's looking like, man, because it's only what a star can do is just shoot, basically. So, man, I'm keen for whatever you have in store. I'm gonna be part of the road, see what's happening, and man,
I'm cheering for you always.
No, I appreciate you boys, man. Thank you.
Nothing but love, and we appreciate the time that you have with us today.
For sure. For the people, let them know when your next the first game for the next season.
Yep.
What's the date looking like? Not probably the preseason, just the actual games.
Actual games.
Do you have a date for that yet or not?
Nah, it's late September. Our first season game against Illawarra Hawks.
Is that at home or?
Yes. So
Okay.
Kudos Bank Arena. If you can make it, pull up.
For sure.
It'll be fun to watch.
For sure. Yep, let's do it. We'll be there anyways.
Yes, sir.
Yep, for sure. Cheering all the way, but let the people know.
Like, share, subscribe. Sensational One's out.
Come on. Appreciate that.
Sensational.